Raytheon has over 2,000 users of PTC Creo, and they've been standardized on Creo since 2007. They also have one of the world's largest Windchill installations. Let's take a look at what they're doing with these tools for product development.
Please welcome Raytheon's Enterprise PDM Director, David Slater.
Wow. That is some serious technology. I just wanted to thank everybody for the opportunity to tell you our PLM story today. Being great at what we do requires growth in adjacent markets. And that is to get the mergers and acquisitions in order that we can bring the technology together. Inevitably, those mergers and acquisitions, well, they lead to infrastructure disparity. So systems don't talk. So the bottom line is how do you bring these companies together to work as one? Especially when you have over 39 different geographical locations and dozens of CM systems. How do you maintain configuration control when those systems host over 3 million different change objects? And those change objects have relationships to over 5 million different documents and over 8 million different models. Imagine the duplication and confusion of trying to manage 7 million different parts, reuse those parts, and you don't have a single platform that you can integrate them all on, especially when you're trying to bring them onto 654 different active programs. So, how do you actually work with a distributed workforce of almost 30,000 different people? What systems are you going to be training them on? How many hundreds of release processes are they going to have to encounter? Well, somebody write a trouble ticket. I think we got a problem. You know, the bottom line is you have to unleash a far more productive user. You have to let your engineers do engineering. So I'm sure all of you have encountered this problem at some scale. Maybe not exactly the scale that we have here, but at some point, you guys have integrated systems that aren't so integrated. So what I want to tell you about is there's 3 fundamental characteristics that before your team takes on anything like this, that they have to have. And the first one is leadership. And second is courage. And third is persistence. So, what is leadership? So leadership is about having a great vision and a bold strategy to complete. It can't just be build it and they will come. You need a solid business case. You need your CEO and your board of directors covering you. So we call that top cover. And we also have to have this great vision. So the great vision is, picture a commander out on a battlefield. And he points and he says, blow up the bridge. Everybody in this room understands that at the end of the day, the bridge going over the river needs to be under the water before the job is done. So having that precise vision is important. Ours is design anywhere, build anywhere, and support anywhere. And that's what we took to battle every day. And so when we had to make tough choices, we looked at that vision and said, I know which way to go. We also had a bold strategy. We wanted to get to one single, secure, being defense, collaborative design environment. And so that's what we went and did. Leadership alone isn't good enough, but it certainly will inspire the courage of your team. Courage is about making high visibility decisions with tremendous consequences. It occurs when your team feels a purpose for what they're doing. They understand the importance to your company of being successful. Now, remember what we said. You've already convinced the CEO and the board of directors. So at this point, they're betting on your success and your team to pull this through. They are all in. Failure's no longer an option. You've got to get it done. So getting to this one solution, well, that requires very decisive action. And so when they say go, implement, bad things will immediately start happening. It's just the case. And your team, this courageous team, is going to be right in the middle of it. And they're going to have to make decisions based on different divisions of the company and the way they've worked for years and years and years. The good thing is that you're picking from the best in breed, and you're putting together a single system with a single process. So your team's courage has to be persistent throughout this process. So that means you're not wavering at all. You're going to hit your dates, and you're going to deliver your system. One thing we learned was we had to treat this like a red-hot customer program. Have the same measures of a real program going out to a customer. It couldn't be just an initiative that the company was pursuing. It actually had to be treated like a program. And we also found that a very dedicated Raytheon team, that I'm very proud to be a part of, as well as a very dedicated PTC team, who brought resources from around the world, helped us make our date and get our product out across the entire enterprise. What you'll find is a highly functional team takes tremendous pride in accomplishing their objectives on time. And so it's important not to let schedules slip. It's important to give them the opportunity to really lay out and show what they can do. So let's get a little more tactical for a minute. Some of you may recognize this. This essentially, for an engineering company, this is the crown jewels of the company. This is the IP that we so value. A lot of times we relegate a PDM system to just tracking dates and states and metadata. But embedded on this PDF and bound by this piece of paper are really the keys to the entire company. So if your revision letter on your drawing matches your revision letter of your part, then you guys are exactly the same place that we were. You're in a paper paradigm. And we had to make a move to a part-centric world. So fundamentally, we got to stop wasting time pulling up PDFs just to find out what materials, what notes, what parts, what processes, manufacturing processes are called out for a part. So let's take this problem down to the atomic level. The part object. The core of every PDM and MRP system is the part object. That's the common element that will go across your company. So our organization would have to make a paradigm shift from a drawing-centric or document-centric world to a part-centric world. Decomposing the rich PDF data as part of the object comprehends the file versions of all the objects and the relationships of those. The digital information allows a part-centric view, and it allows electronic transactions of that digital information, and big data resulting in business intelligence. PDM database is the model. That is the model. And our friends in manufacturing had a similar problem. They too wanted better file control. They too wanted to connect to the part object and reuse those files. So engineering and manufacturing and bringing those together, we used MPMLink. So MPMLink allowed the design data to connect to the build data, to connect to the support data. So Windchill is now the single source of truth for everybody. And when you look at this diagram, I don't want you to think of the time of the diagram moving to the right. That's the way we normally think of it, as built, as designed. Time is actually coming right towards you. And as it comes towards you, everybody is staying in sync. It's the same data, just viewed multiple ways. When you see a change come out on the system, everybody is simultaneously aware, so everybody is maturing together across the entire value chain. So real awareness in the company of the total cost of change before you even create the change. So we did not achieve this, we didn't only achieve this vision of design anywhere, build anywhere, support anywhere, we also had a high degree of business intelligence. And I'm here to tell you today that if we can do this, so can you. It's about having one global, for us, Raytheon PLM system with hard savings in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And finally, please never forget our warfighters. I really wanted to bring it back to our men and women in battle. When you have an opportunity to see these guys or you know of them, please reach out to them and thank them for their service and let them know we're thinking about them. So I really appreciate your time this morning in allowing me to share the Raytheon PLM journey. Thank you very much.